So, in last class we started talking about model evaluation, and more specifically we talk about the confusion matrix. So, again we will review this confusion matrix and then we move next. So, this is we talked about confusion matrix. As I said, confusion matrix, as in the last class I talked about, if you have a, you need to evaluate the classifier, then we first talk about the binary classification problem. Then we will convert this one to the multi-class problem. Is very simply, you will consider any one of the if it is there are, let us say there are 4 classes, then you consider any one of them is positive class and rest you can consider as a negative class. So, first we focus on the binary classification problem. Let us say there are 2 classes, okay. It can be 0 1, but simply rename as a positive class or negative class. Let us say this is a positive class and this is the actual class level. That means, you have the ground truth, you know the test data, what is the class level, and that is something called the actual. And then this side is something called is the predicted one, predicted by the classifier. So, this also should be positive and then negative class. As I said in the last class, so row wise, okay. So, this is something is calling something that is the number of object are predicted as positive class. So, by the classifier on the row wise, and what is on the column wise. So, this side will give how many objects are having the class level positive. Similarly, here how many objects are having the class level negative. Okay. So, that is we said is like if there are in the last example, if I remember rightly. So, there are 20 objects and then actually there are 12 are positive class. Actually 12 are positive class means some without running any classifier, we can see the test data set and then we can count how many objects belong to positive class. So, that is that should be means in addition this 2 entry here and here, in addition it must be 12 here, because there are positive class 8. Similarly, rest are negative class. So, this should be 8. Okay. As I said in the last class, say suppose a classifier says all are positive class, there is no negative class, then total sample it should be, it says total is positive class. So, this should be 20, but it cannot be all positive class actually, because out of 20 you know there will be 12 positive class. So, obviously, there should be 12 here and there should be 8 here and there is both entries 0. Okay. I think this is clear. Now, what do we do it in this example? Here we consider this is the predicted class and this is actual class, okay. But there is no universal rule that you should always take this row is the positive predicted class. What you can do it? You can change it here. So, what you can do it? So, let us say this is actual positive, actual negative, and this is predicted. So, this is positive class and this is negative class. Now, it is just reverse of earlier, just we change it. Earlier we are saying ki each column gives the actual class level. Now, here is each row will give the actual class level. So, that means, here it should be, if you add it this row, if you add it, you will get 12 entries here, and if you add it here, you will get 8 entries here. Okay. So, therefore, this thing will change. So, this is the, it will be true positive here, earlier it was here false positive. What is false positive? Classifier predicted as positive class, but that is false, that means actually it is negative class. So, that is the false positive. Name is okay. If I do not tell is something T p means true positive. So, T p is true positive and F n means false negative. And what is F p? F p is the false positive. Okay. Similarly, what is T n? T n is true negative. So, therefore, to remember this thing, what you can do it, F p means false positive. False positive means classifier predicted as positive class, but that is false. That means it is actually negative class. So, that is the name came the false positive. And similarly, what is false negative? So, classifier is predicted as a negative class, but that is false, means actually it is a positive class, classifier wrongly predicted as a negative class. So, therefore, actually if there are 4 entries here, this is right, means both agree, classifier says also positive class, actually they are positive, and T n is actually classifier says also negative class and really it is negative. Here is the mistake here, that is false positive and false negative. Okay. So, now if you change this one, so obviously this will change. So, this will be false positive, because this is the predicted, whatever prediction will be there on the column side, and this will be false negative. So, you need to remember this one, you need to understand that rather. So, there may be a change, you can write actual on the column or in the row A. And then what is the accuracy for a classifier? Accuracy of the classifier is something here. So, true positive plus true negative divided by the all number of objects present in the test data set. Okay. Now, move to next. Now, limitation of the accuracy. What is the limitation of accuracy? Let us say we have a 2 class problem and positive class is 9990 items, and class is negative class is 10. Okay. So, then what you do it, this is in the test data set, let us say training data set, you forget it, now this is the case. Now, a model predict everything to be positive class till the accuracy is 99.9%. Why? You form the confusion matrix here, actual class is positive class is 9990. So, let us say I prefer to write actual on the column wise, but there is no restriction, you can do other way around also. Now, predicted is this side, this is positive, this is negative, this is positive, this is negative. Okay. Now, what it says that all are positive class, the model says everything is positive class, that means prediction on row wise all are positive class. So, therefore, if you add this entry, you will get the total number of objects. So, how many total number of objects is 10,000. So, out of 10,000 how many actually positive? So, actual positive is it will come here. So, 9990 and obviously 10 will be here. So, then these 2 entries will be 0 0, as I said just few minutes before. Okay. Now, what will be the accuracy? Accuracy is addition of this one plus this one divided by the all entries here. So, then accuracy will be 9990, because if you add with 0 divided by 10,000. So, accuracy will be 99.9%. Okay. So, without using any classifier you are getting 99.9% accuracy. So, it is the problem with the how do you measure the evaluation parameter. Okay. Let us say if I ask some questions from let us the history, European history, okay, you may not answer this one, but if I ask the same question to the some European, he may answer. From there we cannot judge, okay, that he is good or you are bad, because it is the problem with the evaluation parameter. Okay. If I ask some history guy some questions like from the set of mathematics, so he may not able, but it does not mean that he is poor in his knowledge. It is the way how we evaluate someone. So, similarly here that classification accuracy is itself is having problem. Same problem we see in different angle. Let us say instead of positive class we are saying 990, instead of this one what we can say is we change the name. We say this is the negative class, there is nothing going to change actually. So, you are changing the name only, all characteristics remain same. Instead of positive class you can say this is a negative class and other you can say is the positive class, right. There is nothing getting changed. Now, we say same problem if you see this is actually a negative class and this is positive class. Now, how it will change here, the equation how it will change, just you can see it here. I am saying is 9990 item belong to negative class, just you renaming it. So, it was name was A, you change to name B, right. So, you just shuffle it, we are not changing characteristics of anything of the object. And not only that, model predict everything is to be positive class, we are keeping that one fixed. So, then total number of, so this is the predicted one, because many of you will be working in your project, okay, in future also with in machine learning only. So, then this is very important to know accuracy is not sufficient to predict a classifier performance. Okay. So, that is a very classic example here. Okay. Now, you check it. So, I say is the model predict everything to be positive class. So, therefore, row wise should be total 10,000. Okay. So, out of 10,000 how many actually positive? How many actually positive? 10, because I change it class level. So, 10 will appear here and then 9900 will appear in the as a false positive, and this will be 0, and obviously no need to mention it, this will be 0. Now, you compute the accuracy. What is the accuracy formula? This is true positive plus true negative, true negative is 0. Then accuracy, what will be the accuracy? 10 by total number of object. What is the total number of object? 10,000. Then what will be the accuracy? 0.1%, because earlier just we change it, just you see we are changing only the level, name we are changing. Okay. Same confusion matrix, there is no problem in the confusion matrix, problem with the naming here, it is not the naming itself. So, it is the problem with the accuracy itself. Okay. So, therefore, we address this evaluation metric in different way next. So, therefore, what it is done is we put some cost function, say actual class level is yes and classifier says is also yes. So, we will give some weightage. If it is wrongly predicted, we will give some different weightage. Similarly, it rightly predicted, we will give some different weightage, okay, and then we will combine it. So, we will explain it with one example here. Let us say, so here is less is best, cost less should be best. So, therefore, this is if you rightly classify the item, that is true positive. So, that weightage is -1. Okay. It is like a penalty. So, 100 if you falsely says okay, this guy is having cancer, but actually that guy is not having cancer. Okay. So, if you consider this guy is having cancer and then you start treatment, chemotherapy and so on. So, it will be hugely damaged. So, therefore, what can be done is we put some penalty, that is 100 unit is the penalty. If it is rightly classified, so this is the reward, reward is a penalty is -1, that means it is a reward. Okay. And if it is a true negative, my interest is only to identify whether this guy is terrorist or not. Okay. So, therefore, if you identify, so there are 1000 guys not terrorist, that is not a credit. So, therefore, it is 0. You got my point. Say your task is to identify, the machine should identify whether incoming guy is terrorist or not. My focus is on the terrorist, that is positive class is actually whether this guy is terrorist or not. Now, if you say out of 100, 99 guys says it, those guys are 99% guys, that is 99 people say if they are not terrorist, and you put in true negative, you cannot take credit that one, because classifier was built to mention whether this guy is based on his characteristics or her characteristics, need to say whether this guy is terrorist or not. So, therefore, some application true negative does not have any value. So, therefore, in some example you can put 0, and this is reward, and if this is also penalty, but less penalty. Okay. So, now these matrix you must have along with this confusion matrix, that means in confusion matrix 150 item is rightly identified and 60 is false positive and 40 is false negative and 250 is true negative. Okay. So, then you find the accuracy of the classifier. So, how do you find the accuracy? Simply what you have to do, you have to multiply cost with the number of object present in each individual entity like false positive, true positive, true negative and so on. So, therefore, it should be 150 into -1 plus 100 into 60 plus 40 into 1 plus 250 into 0, because it does not have any value. So, this will be the total cost. Okay. Now, if you apply some other algorithm, okay. So, if there may be change, say some other algorithm they got 70. So, obviously, this cost will be changed. Now, problem with this system is you need to fix the cost. How do you fix it? Is the problem to problem, it varies the cost. So, it is not very efficient approach to, someone said it is 100, I said it is 101. Obviously, there will be little change. Okay. So, therefore, this technique also not heavily used. Okay. So, next we move next to understand it here. So, this is the 3 terms you will be using either in your application, that is something called the precision. So, we have the confusion matrix, no need to go for any cost function. So, we compare 2 classification algorithm, we will see the precision and recall, and because there are 2 values, one can be less, another can be more. So, it is and then therefore, there is a combine of these 2. So, F1 measure or F measures. Okay. So, it is something alpha is called the F measures, and if you put alpha equal to 2, so that is something called the F1 measures. Okay. So, what is this precision? Here we have the confusion matrix here. This is positive class predicted or classifier. This is negative, this is ground truth. This is positive, this is negative, that is we know. So, this is true positive, this is false positive, this is false negative and this is true negative. So, what is precision? Precision is something out of the predicted one, out of the predicted objects as positive class, how many are really positive. That means, total predicted class is on the row, out of this one how many are really positive class. So, that is something called precision. Okay. So, that is precision is true positive divided by how many total predicted one is true positive plus false positive. Now, what is the recall? It is row wise, recall is column wise. So, you have total how many positive class? 12. So, out of the 12 positive class, how many objects are identified as a positive class by the classifier? How many total real relevant object? This is when we are talking about here, we are not talking about total, we are saying total classifier saying how many are positive class. Is I am not saying is out of the 12 actual class, I am saying is total objects are identified as positive class by the classifier. Out of that, how many are really positive class? Really means actually the positive class. So, that is something called precision. And what is the that is precision. What is the recall? Recall is something in the ground truth, out of the 12 actual positive class, that means I mention it in the data set how many are really positive class, out of them how many that classifier identified as positive class. First one is out of the predicted one, second one is out of the actual class, actual positive class. So, and sometime what we find that precision and recall has the trade off. If you increase precision, recall will increase, recall will decrease, and if you increase recall and then precision will decrease. But we want a system which is having precision and recall both are good. So, therefore, if you want to compare with a single metric, so this is here. So, f 1 measure is alpha into p into r by p plus r. So, if alpha equal to 2, so it is something called f 1 measure. So, if you remove it here, so this is we can say f 1 measure, and very frequently use the f 1 measure. Okay. So, accuracy is not the sole to decide whether the classifier is good or not. Okay. And even a say in IDS, that is intrusion detection system or anomaly detection, frequently we use the precision and recall. Okay. So, this is sufficient for evaluating the classifier. Okay. So, next when we study some other technique, maybe that is classification, this is not related to classification, clustering will have the different technique, because as I said in the first class that classification does not have any training data. So, then we cannot say this is a positive class, negative class and so on. So, we should adopt some different techniques, okay, apart from the using this technique also. So, next we talk about the distance based classification algorithms. So, earlier we talked about the decision tree. So, in case of the distance based algorithm, basic notions that between two objects we should have a notion of computing the distances. Okay. So, between two objects we should able to compute the distance. Let us say if I say what will be the distance between the two colors, as I said earlier also, red and blue. You can say both are same or both are different, right. You can say 0 or 1, we cannot say more than that. In other way around, it is very difficult to compute the distance in those cases. So, therefore, this algorithm will applicable only in a scenario where you can compute some distance or similarity measures. Okay. So, earlier we did not do anything, that is a different kind of algorithm, okay, tree based algorithm, decision tree based, that is a different domain, but in some application distance based algorithm is also good. So, that is distance based algorithm basic assumption is we can able to compute the distance between two objects or similarity between two objects, as I said in the beginning classes. So, you can always convert from the distance to similarity and similarity to distance measures. So, this is the first algorithm Covert and Hart introduced in 1967, quite old as you see, something called the nearest neighbor classifier. Okay. So, idea is very simple. Say what is the problem, because we are continuing with the problem of the classification. As you know, in the setting of the classification you should have a training data set, and what is the task? Task is to identify the class level of the unseen object. What is unseen object? The object which is not in the training data set is called the unseen object. Okay. So, this task is remains same for across the different model of the classification problem. So, there is also same task. Task is to identify the class level of the unseen object. Now, algorithm is very simple. So, you have to identify the class level of the unseen object x, and you have the training data set here. Okay. Say x 1 to say x 100 and so on, and obviously you have the class level. So, what will be the class level of x? That is we need to identify. It is very simple. This algorithm says you identify the point in the training data set which is closest to the point x, capital X. You got my point? You identify an object which is closest to the unseen object, and you see the class level of the closest point, because this is the you are finding object from the training data set. So, it must have the class level, and its class level let us say 0. So, then its class level also will be 0. That means, in other way around, sometimes people say you can be identified by your company with whom you are roaming. So, that judge you. So, your characteristics and so on. Okay. That means, this point, how do you identify this point? We see who is its friend. Friend is nothing but this guy. What is? I know that characteristics of that guy. So, its class level is 0. So, then its class level is 0. So, then in more formal way, so this is the more formal way. So, T is the training data set, it is the set of the level pattern, that is training data set, where x I is a pattern and y I is its class level. So, each object should have a class level, and let x be the pattern with unknown class level. So, you have the pattern x, you need to identify the class level. So, what it rule says, you identify a point x within the training data set which is the closest to the unseen object x, and whatever the class level of the training closest pattern in the training set, that will be the class level of the unseen object. So, what will be the level of the x? X is what? Unseen object will be the level of the x dash. So, that is the nearest neighbor rule. Now, how do you do it? If you need to implement it, unseen object you know, what you do it? You compute the distance from x to the x 1, you compute the distance from x to x 2 and so on, all points you compute the distance and find the which one is the closest one. Okay? And closest point you find say x 69, and what is the class level? Class level is say let us say C. So, then x this object class level will be C, that is all. So, what will be the complexity? You are computing distance from x to the all points, and always you find you store the which distance is minimum, that is the task, right. So, this distance initially this is the minimum, now you go to the next computation distance, if this distance is greater than the previous one, previous mean. So, obviously, that earlier is the mean, and so on, and keep on doing all to till the last point. So, complexity will be order of size of the training data set. It is so simple, right, but it was in 1967, it was difficult. Okay. But very quickly it is found that it has some drawback. Okay. Drawback means in, so let us say that I am saying you see the closest point, as I said, this mostly that label is done by the human being. So, label instead of C, he may wrongly write it B, then I will identify the points class label is B. Okay. So, therefore, if you see only the closest friend, it is very difficult to judge the characteristics of the guy. So, instead of that, after 10 years down the line, so invented there is something called the, instead of one nearest neighbor, you check the k nearest neighbor. So, therefore, the algorithm is k nearest neighbor classifier. So, idea is very simple. I will explain it in details maybe in next class, but here just I will tell you the idea. What is the idea? In earlier class, earlier slide I said ki you find the closest point. Instead of finding the closest point, you find the k closest point, and you see the class distribution among the k points only. That means, among the k points, say let us say you got the k value is 10. Among the k 10 points, you see is say let us say 5 points belongs to class A, 5 points, or let us say 11, 6 points belongs to class B. So, majority of the point belongs to class B. So, therefore, unknown objects class label will be B. In summary, you find the k closest neighbor of the unseen object, and out of the k nearest neighbor, you find the majority of the objects belongs to which class. Let us say if the class distribution is like 4 is class A, 5 is class B, 2 is class C, then majority of the pattern belongs to class B. So, class level will be B. So, this is the idea for the k nearest neighbor classifier. Okay. So, in the next class we talk about how to implement this one and what will be the complexity for finding the k nearest neighbor classifier.